All right, we on live, we're live.
Yes.
Michael, we're live? All right, folks, it's 5:01. Go ahead and call the meeting to order, uh, for, this month's meeting. We got start time at 5:01. Could we do a prayer? Wasn't this the Leo here?
I haven't seen him yet.
Right. We showed up.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
Father God, we just ask you to watch over us and keep us safe in this department, Lord God. Father, we ask your presence be with us here this evening. We come together as a community to discuss community issues, Lord, and Lord, watch over us, keep us safe, protect us, Lord, and we ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Getting ready to do roll call. All right, just a little bit of the rules of conduct. Public comments shall be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. And it has to be specific to one of the agenda items that we're discussing tonight. Then roll call, Mr. Ricks.
Present.
Mr. Cazenave.
Here.
Mr. Baptiste.
Here.
Mr. Jack.
Here.
Myself, we have a quorum. Also present with us is we have Chief Gilliard, I'm sorry, Chief Geisler and Chief May. With us is Mr. Winsky, Mr. Dan Hyatt from PMI, Mr. Risa, and quite a few folks in the audience tonight. Welcome. All right, so the first order of the business is approval of the minutes. So I need to get a motion to adopt the minutes of April 18th. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion towards the motion, towards the minutes? I hear none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? I hear none, so the motion carries. So we have employee recognition is next up. But before I turn it over to the chief, I do want to recognize Chief Geisler for completing the required coursework and leadership development program for certified fire executive. This equips Chief Geisler with a high level of skills in the area of executive management, budgeting, and strategic planning. And I believe this was over a 2-year period. That's right. Yeah, 2-year period. The certification, from what I understand, is the benchmark of leadership amongst the fire departments. And so when, he's standing shoulder to shoulder with a lot of other chiefs across the state. And I believe, isn't this also a national recognition? Is every state has something?
Correct. It's the state-run fire chief academy for chiefs, typically in their first or second year. So it is modeled after the Texas Academy.
Okay, so it's quite a feat, and congratulations, Mark. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking to you about.
Yeah.
Okay, next on the agenda is the treasurer's report.
Okay. Starting with the operating account, we have a previous balance of $784,991.47. We have a 70 credit at $192,043.48. 64 debits, and that's $244,239.89, and service charge of 200, interest paid of $1,484.42. And we have an ending balance of $634,179.48. And the average balance was $644,296.39, with an interest paid of $8,893.37. Okay. And in the checking account, we have a previous balance of $1,019,458.87.
with an interest paid of $2,287.50, with an ending balance of $1,021,746.37, with an average balance of $1,019,535.12. Interest paid was $847 on this, and with our sinking fund, which maintains a balance of at least $1,500. Previous balance was $1,520.79, with an average balance of $1,520.90. And we have interest paid $3.41. Interest paid on the average balance $7.96, and with the ending balance of $1,524.20. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. So we need a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to accept.
You have a second on it. So is there any discussion towards the treasurer's report? I hear none, so let's vote. All in favor of accepting the treasurer's report, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I hear none, so the motion carries. Chief's report. Hello, Chief.
Yeah, I'll touch on a quick few things, and Chief May is going to touch on some other items as well. Just real quick, going back to employee recognition, I appreciate y'all's recognition. It means a lot. It was fun. I think there's a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge that comes out of those Chiefs Academies. Even if you don't sit through any of the sessions, bumping elbows with fire chiefs at big organizations, fire chiefs at smaller fire departments, you really learn a lot. You make a lot of friends. You get phone numbers from other fire departments and fire chiefs, and so you have resources that are available who are dealing with the same issues that we have here. So very good program. I know it's in Lake Charles next week. I plan to send next year, plan to send some more people there as well. So some of the speakers are okay. They're right. Some are very good, very knowledgeable, and there you learn a lot. So I appreciate the recognition, appreciate the Fire Chiefs Association for putting on that academy. Recognition, we recently, Travis Killion is 6 years employee here part-time. And we just hired a new hire, Jeremiah McDonald, he's coming part-time. He's got firefighter and EMT experience as well. And I think that's it as far as employee recognition, and Chief May is gonna take on the rest.
All right, so, the April incidents, we have 139 total. 128 of those were med unit responses. We're at 719 year to date. For April, 99% of the time we had 2 ALS units up. 99.3% of the calls were handled by District 3. We received 1 mutual aid request from Acadian due to Med 32 on a prior call, and the rest of the crew is receiving peer support from a previous emergency they were on. We gave mutual aid twice to District 7, 1 for a medical and 1 for a vehicle fire.
Could I ask a question about the Acadian incident? Is when they were down for peer support, was that the one where we had to make a call into Slidell?
Yes, sir. Like I reached out to, you talking about the peer support in general?
No, I think that's, we had an incident was well in Slidell's area. I think that was just recently. These are accounting for
So
calls.
this would have been last,
Yeah, so what happened was we had an incident that we requested some peer support, some mental health discussions with some of our employees. And so when we call them into those meetings, they're important that we don't disrupt them, and we did request mutual aid during.
so they just called what,
Yeah, Acadian handled a call for
for
us.
us while the
Because we
folks were in the session?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah, that
I'm-
other incident you're talking about was just last week? Beginning of this
Yeah,
week?
it was the last weekend, as I recall, there was, we got called from mutual aid to, one of the assisted living centers over there. Older person, difficulty breathing, because there was no ambulances available. Yeah. Yeah, and, I'm proud that we was able to cover it. It's just interesting that The closest unit that was available from Acadian was Hammond, I think. Wow, yeah, okay, it's quite interesting. So, be fortunate that we got ambulances for our people.
Yeah, and it's a mutual aid partnership that we have with all of those local fire departments as well as Acadian. We're working well with Acadian. They have a couple of liaisons that come to our fire chiefs meetings twice a month, and I think our relationship with Acadian is 110, 200% better than what it's ever been. And so they're just a phone call away. I can call one of their supervisors or someone above them and have a conversation with them. And so I think that improved relationship between the chiefs, the fire chiefs, and the fire departments with Acadian has improved, and it's able.
Well, there would have been, as I recall, there would have been a time where they would not have rolled it over to anybody, and the person that was waiting on the ambulance would have had it gotten it. It would have took them, whatever time it took from them, they might have been sitting there for 30 minutes, to an hour. So I'm glad they could do it.
You had one say. You might go.
I'm sorry, Dr. Fuller. I gotta find the right phone. We just had our annual Bureau of EMS audit. We passed with 0 deficiencies. Training, the drill tower topic was hose advancement. FETA training was on extinguishers. Chief, he went and finished his Chiefs Academy and attended the conference. Dustin and Dalton completed a rope awareness and operations course at Mandeville. Dustin completed a hazmat chemistry course at District 13. Jaden Witzel passed his firefighter 1. Jamie Hendrickson passed firefighter 2. The only event we had for the month was Earth Day. The crew came out with a fire prevention table at the Junior Combat Challenge Center for the kids. That's about all I got. So.
Oh, yeah, any questions for him?
No.
So I got a question, and it centers around meeting with, organizations like homeowners associations and, maybe business folks. Are we doing that?
Yeah, so this year we've reached out to about 4 or 5 of them, and we're planning on having meetings with them in the near future. So it's
So like homeowners associations,
Yes.
not the junior high, but I'm talking.
there's like went to the rec center, one of the churches I know for sure. One of the Facebook groups we reached out to, so we just in the process.
Okay, that's good. So is there anything that you need from the board to get more into some of these organizations, or something we could do for you?
Yeah, I believe so. If y'all have any additional resources or contacts, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. All right, so if we, if you got.
Yeah.
Those clubs and churches and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
uh, I mean, if, some of these meetings, if you, there's a possibility I could be available, if any of us, be available to attend and answer questions.
Yeah, I would certainly, I wouldn't mind attending as a support role for him. I wouldn't want to, take it, but I'd be there to support you.
Okay.
So,
Appreciate it.
all right, so anybody's got contacts or something, just bundle to him. Cool.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, so we're done with the chief's report. I understand that Rosa is not here tonight, and there's nothing that she left to pass on or anything, so we'll move on past that. Into old business now. The first thing we have in old business is strategic planning. And we spent a lot of time on strategic planning. We involved all the guys. Everybody had an input for the last 18 months over strategic planning. And things are working, things are happening. And I think periodically we owe it to everybody just to report out what we got going on. And so I'll take a little bit tonight, share some stuff. Whoever's got one of the initiatives, feel free to chime in. But I'll start with revenue. And really, this was one of the strategic plans. It's about ensuring that there's an adequate number of resources, financial resources, on a consistent basis to support this fire department today, tomorrow, and to years to come, right? And so we have a lot of tactical things that from the strategy, we went into a tactical mode and we identified things that we wanted to do. And one of the things that came out of it, it really ended up forcing itself into the revenue part. And that was collecting debt that was owed the fire department. And the other thing that we wanted to do is to make sure that we had a reserve account that gives us some time. In the event of a major incident, that it takes a lot of funds that we want to be able to operate for a period of time. And so I'm proud to announce right now, we've got about $500,000 that's in a bank account. It's not a designated fund, but it does have a title of reserve. All right, so that's it's progress. So we got about $500,000. Ideally, we would like to be closer to that $1 million mark. You know, that would give us a lot, probably give us what, 6 months? Give us 6 months of operating.
Well, your $4 million budget said give you 3 months.
3 months, you know.
Mhm.
3 months is really not that much, you know, but it gives you enough to gather the troops and figure something out, right? We wouldn't be in panic mode, we would be in a hurry mode. Okay, so that's with the reserve fund. Now, on the recovering of the debt, so bear with me, it's a bit wordy. So attempting to recover the unpaid debt. Now, Justin Steele started it and he got things going for us. And then I kind of took it back over for him. And so what you hear is a combination of work from Justin and myself. So on May 5th, 197 accounts were transferred to the Louisiana Office of Debt Recovery. So what that means is that those 197 accounts were given a 6-month or 60-day notice, then they were given a 30-day notice to respond to letters of debt. Some people did respond. Things like they produced death certificates. So the number was actually a little over 200, but it came down to about 197 people. Out of those remaining 197 people did not respond at all. We got nothing in 2 attempts. So those were submitted to the office. These were all the accounts that we picked up from Insight Billing. So that was our previous billing company. Those 197 accounts comes to $94,842 of unrecovered debt that are owed to residents of Fire District 3. That $94,842 is now filed with the state, and the state will do whatever means within their powers to collect it for us. Okay? We did clear up about $10,000 of debt, and those were people that produced the evidence of deceased and people that brought forth reasonable evidence that they paid the bill. Things, canceled check, a letter from the lawyer showing that the lawyer paid, right? So we were able to clear them up reasonably. All right, so that's that first batch. On May 1st, we sent out a new 60-day notification to 244 debtors. Now, these 244 debtors are Coronas people that are over 180 days old. So they've got their first notification. And we start to hear back from a few people, but not a lot. We had a lady come in today. She had paid part of the bill. Is that how I was telling the story? Ultimately, she paid $300. She comes through the door. She had a $100 bill. She's trying to pay her debt. Found out that her husband was deceased. The only thing we did was go there and do CPR on the guy. We had made an agreement that we're not billing people that have are deceased. So I took it upon myself, since I'm running this, to tell Ms. Teresa to give her money back. Give her $300 back. That we, as a board, agree that we're not billing people for doing CPR. So that's taken care of.
She's coming in tomorrow.
I'm sorry,
She's coming in tomorrow.
coming to get her a little, for $300. I'm glad she can do it. Okay, so of these Coronas deaths that are 180 days old, that has a value of 168,804. Okay. Whatever is not cleared up, this group will go to the state about the second week in July. So there'll be a 30-day notice that'll go out here in a couple of weeks. And then if we don't get any of that cleared up, that's going to the state as well. Today, we processed the third group, and that is debtors that were in retail merchants. There's 132 of those for an estimated value of $776,367. So those letters were sealed up before getting there, and they'll go out in the mail in the morning. Okay? And if those aren't cleared up in 60 days, those will be turned over to the state as well. And the book of uncollected debt that we're dealing with comes to $340,013. That's due to the department. It's a lot of money in my bank account, I could tell you that. You know, if I had $340,000 missing out of my bank account, I'd be upset. So that's where we are with debt recovery. Thank you, Justin, for getting it started. He was instrumental in getting it done. Things came up in his life, and so I went and took it back. Okay? Under the legislation aspect, really the only thing I got to share there is this Saturday, there is an amendment. It's amendment number 4, and it has to do with inventory tax. If it receives a no vote, what will happen is that if it does receive a no vote at the state level, then it goes to the parish. The parish then has the opportunity to either continue with inventory tax, modify the inventory tax, or abolish the inventory tax. I have no clue how it will go at the state level. I'll only share this, is that it passed both the House and the Senate bipartisan 100%. So all Democrats and all Republicans in the House and the Senate for the state endorse this. What does that mean? I don't know. It only means what I just said. Then if it does pass, it comes to the parish level. No clue. I've tried to get answers, and I have to this day can't tell you any feel for how it may go at the parish level. The only thing at the parish level, it has to be endorsed by the sheriff, the school board,
In parish government.
and parish government. So we'll see how that works for everyone. There was a section under optimization. I know there's a study that's being done. I don't know where we are with that study.
Yeah, well, we're nowhere.
We know what. Okay. I do know it was something that we needed to take care of. I believe there'll be another person leading that, I guess. I think Assistant Chief Gilliott was leading that initiative. So will somebody be picking that up?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to elaborate on anything or?
Yeah, well, shortly after the strategic meeting, and we identified that being as something that would be of concern and of use, essentially a study of similar departments, both locally at the state level and nationally, to determine best practices and figure out how they're doing things, and maybe we could learn something or even contribute to something that they're doing. We began the process. We had several meetings on this a
couple of firefighters took interest in it. And it just got ignored.
See you
So,
later, Mike.
so that's where we're at.
Okay. So I don't know how the dynamics, I'm not gonna get into the dynamics. But since you're now representing the chief, since he's left the building, it's imperative that we get this back on the strategic plan and that we'll see what we can, find out what you can learn, find out where it was, where it got, where it's at today. And we'll get some life back in that if you don't mind. It is one of the critical components for the fire department. Okay. When could we expect to hear something back? Would it be possible to hear back by the next meeting?
Yes.
Board meeting? Okay, fair enough. So we'll be waiting to hear whatever is taking place for that. Okay? Under capital projects, one of the things under capital projects was ensuring that we're doing something with this aging infrastructure that we've got. You know, we've got a lot of old trucks, and we've got potentially some bond money coming. That bond money is probably less than 30 days away. It's about 20 days away.
Well, yeah, it's a special meeting, May 21st.
The 21st, and then June, first week of June, I think.
Well, the understanding is that May 21st, you'll get the offers presented to you from the banks.
And then
The urgency is there are a couple banks that give you a limited time to accept.
Yep.
But once you accept that offer, the money is basically within days.
yeah, and so I know that the apparatus committee met today, so
Yes.
could you share with what's going on
Yeah,
there?
Yeah, we met today. We discussed the budget. We kind of took this approach, one truck approach. We're gonna, because with the bond money, to get money coming in, we have a station house to build, which we haven't gotten full cost on that yet. So we're gonna go ahead, very definitely purchase at least one apparatus, identified an engine. We got some particulars on it. Fire chief is gonna start making some phone calls tomorrow to US Fire Apparatus and a few others and see what's available. And kind of put the feelers out there and get the ball rolling. You know, and once we ascertain how much the cost is on the new station, then we may be able to purchase another truck with the budget that we have from the bond. So, and that's kind of where we're at.
Do you have a feel for, when you guys will have a definitive, this is what we're gonna buy, and this is where we're buying it from?
We don't know where we're gonna buy it from yet. We know that we're gonna probably go with a commercial chassis, not a custom cab. You know, it's custom cab, it's all the bells and whistles. Do we really need that? Probably not. It's kind of hard to justify, when we have so many needs and we're gonna go put all our money on one thing and make it look nice, just for the looks of it, but we're gonna make it, we look, size of the pump, 2,000 GPM, we're looking to replace a tanker also. Size of the water capability of the engine pumper. And then, also, they met with, ISO. We're looking at some particulars, to make sure that we keep the points that we got with the apparatus that we buy. So that's kind of factored in there too. We have a couple of questions. The fire chief is supposed to call tomorrow and find out. But essentially, we know what we want to buy. We just got to make the contacts and see what's available. And
So if we get the money the first part of next month, when do you think we would?
if an apparatus is available, that immediately available, that fits what we want, what we need, we're ready to purchase.
Okay, so even if it's not ready, we'd be making an order.
Making an order, yeah. I would say definitely by the end of next month, end of June, we will have either started the process of buying one that's available or have put an order into it.
Right.
They haven't built now. From what, 2 years ago, when we had, last time we had a really committee put together when Mr. Leo was with us, we had a lot of the manufacturers come to us and, some of them varied from a year to 2 years to put an order in to get a truck. But most of these companies, they just had, I know they just had a couple of conventions and, so some apparatus that was built for certain things that, orders that have fallen through. A lot of trucks may be available right now. So we're in a good position right now to try to get a truck that's available.
What I get at, so we're really in a good spot.
Yeah.
We either we'll have a new truck.
Mhm.
Or we'll be ordering a new truck. So
By the end of next month, yeah, for sure. That's the feeling.
that's progress.
We've discussed it before. We know what we want. It's a matter of, having the monies, the funds available and making the purchase. So it's close.
No,
We're not.
that's encouraging news. I guess it's encouraging to you guys, right? Yeah. Good. All right. Okay, anything else of questions about the apparatus? Nope. Okay, anything else on any of the other strategies? Public relations, Michael's already gone, but I do know I constantly see things, that's put out on social media. I know there's operations, work environment, there's some other things, and I'm not even gonna begin to try to give you updates on them because I'm not the owner of it. So, maybe as time goes by, next meeting, we'll get one of the owners to talk about it. Okay? All right. Next up on the agenda is the bond status. This is just, an update on things. So on, 4/22, file to the State Bond Commission was made, and that's for the 5/21 meeting. So the Bond Commission will meet the 21st of this month. On the 4th of this month, requests for proposals were sent to banks. And that was a result of the last month's board meeting. Everyone agreed to hire the financial advisor. And so that financial advisor put the packages together and she's putting them out to different banks. They have the banks, 5/21 at 10 o'clock in the morning, the bond commission will do the approval of the bonds. Based off everything I've spoken with people, they see no problem. This should be slide right on through. The banks have until noon on the 21st to submit their proposals back to us. The reason we're doing that is there's one particular bank that offers really good rates on the money, but they won't make a proposal until the bond commission has approved the bond. So this is Chase Bank. So Chase is kind of like we're going to get the approval at 10 o'clock. Chase Bank has it in their hand. They'll submit it because it's their rule. And then we will have all proposals back to us by noon on the 21st. At 5 o'clock, we will have a special meeting. So I'm able to get in touch with everyone except Mr. Leo. Put on your calendar, if you're available, the 21st of this month at 5 o'clock, we will have a special meeting to accept the bond. Pick someone and then that's it, it's done. Okay?
And Chase Bank offers a very short window to accept.
Yeah. So it's a timing thing. On 6/4 at 10 o'clock, that's the time that we will take delivery of the bond. And the bond that we're going for is not to $3 million, we're going for a $3 million bond. Questions? No actions are required from us tonight, other than put in your calendar to be here on the 21st. It should be a short meeting.
I got a question about that.
Yes, sir.
You anticipate receiving some responses from some banks between now and then, or are they all gonna come in?
all responses are going to the financial advisor. So I really can't answer that. Uh, I would imagine some banks would.
I'm just curious if we'll be able to digest those proposals prior.
It's a very good question, and I'll tell you this, that I will contact Stephanie tomorrow and to see, to have an answer to you.
How many proposals are we expecting to get?
I have no idea. She is going to banks, and she's also been instructed to other lending avenues other than banks. It could be an investment company, Edward Jones, or I'm not, as an example, Sometimes these investors buy these bonds,
Right.
and they offer them to their clients, right? So she was instructed to go ahead and make an offer to anybody.
Sure.
So I said, no.
Well, and she's going to scorecard the responses, so it would be Chase Bank, this percentage, this period of time, XYZ, ABC Bank, all the way down the list.
So it's not like we have to do a tremendous amount of
You
homework.
should not have to. I mean, basically, you're looking for what is the interest rate? Is it a fixed note, and is there a prepayment penalty?
Well, and that, and then there'll be a decision maybe that they may only go 10 years.
Correct.
But if it's a Chase Bank with a really good interest rate and they go 10 years, maybe we could look at that instead of taking a 15-year. I don't anticipate getting any 20 years. I don't think that's coming.
Well, one of the things you have done proactively is you've extended your sunset to 20 years.
Right.
It has always been a traditional 10 years. So the banks are still locked into history of only having a 10-year note because that's typically what the sunset periods are now. But the new phase is to extend the sunset period. So I think the banks will eventually look at longer terms.
Okay.
So that's what I know on the bond. I know every day we get something different that we have to hurry up and get done. I mean, Mr. Reese is working on some stuff now. That,
Package for the assessor's office? Is that what you-
yeah, it's the one where they want to know how much we collected and what percentages and all that. And then we had to submit to the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to do an advertisement, so that stuff had to be moved real quick. So I just told her to go ahead and send it off to the paper. I think it's got to be in
I sent it in already. It's gonna be advertised next Wednesday.
next Monday, the 20th, and it had to be advertised for the 21st. So we like sneak it right in, but we didn't get this until yesterday. Yeah. So there's a lot happening on the bond. Anything else on the bond? Okay. New business. Financials on the ambulance performance, and I know Michael was working real hard to get it up here on the screen. It's just a few slides, but I just wanted to show everyone, the people doing the work on the ambulance, how things are going. Okay, so what we're gonna take a look at is the first 4 months of this year for 2026. And so when we look at our calls, so we look at the first 3 months, I didn't have this month's data yet, but in the first 3 months, 81% of our calls were medical. That's no surprise. That's a really status quo. The types of calls that we went on, really is when I say the types. So you had a total medical calls that came in. This was the total of the medical calls. And the transports, you can see when these two lines start coming together, essentially everything that gets called out is transported. And so year to date, about 24% of all the calls for medical assistance do not require medical transport. All right, so these guys are doing a lot of hustling. A lot of people are getting transported to the hospital. Now, it's not to take away those other 24%. The other things that these guys are doing, these are lift assists. They're going out, you put somebody, fill out a bed, you think about putting that. This is, they get on a motor vehicle accident and it's a refusal. So they're doing a lot of work. It's a credit to you guys. the number of calls that you guys are handling is really amazing. And so, let's look at where the money goes. I mean, this is a bizarre looking chart. It's really what I want to show here is just the money. So there's a lot of expense associated with running that ambulance. And some of the things I'd like to point out is that the ambulance repairs and maintenance, historically, that's been really heavy. Last year, every month, we were dealing with some sort of RDM on those ambulances. And we started that same way, but you could see that from March into April, it went to zero. So I don't know why that is. It's just a red herring out there, or maybe it's they're doing their PMs more. I don't know what's doing it. But it was really nice to see that some of that overhead is really coming down off of it. And the same thing what was going on with equipment, the same thing that was going on with the orange, which was the training. So that I don't like to see coming. You know, I'd like to see a nice steady pace on that, but it came down. So the operating cost of the ambulance, this is what goes into it. Ambulance repairs and maintenance training, the equipment, that would be defibrillators, different things like that. Supplies of the medications that they use. We look at the fuel, we even account for the billing costs and the bond payment on the ambulance. Also included in the operating cost is the labor. And I've got the labor calculated at about $38,000 a month for labor associated with the ambulance. Bond payment is going to be for the rest of the year. Next year, bond payment goes away. Now, operating expense, this is probably what makes a little bit more sense to people. So these are fixed numbers. So the labor and the bond payment are fixed. Those aren't going to change. Billing, it's been consistent. So this would have been last year, this is this year. Last year, at this time, we had $20,624 that was paid to the billing company. This year, it's about $22,911. Fuel cost are running about roughly the same, which is really, I would say that this number is more privy to the rise of fuel costs. I think the last 2 months we've been paying pretty premium prices for it. What else we have here? Equipment. Last year, equipment was only down about $800. This year, equipment expenses are about $4,000. Last year, we spent a whopping $197 on training. This year, we're at roughly $7,000. That's up. Now that has a lot to do with the guys going to paramedics.
Correct.
Okay, good. Now, distribution of funds. So this is where it really rubber hits the road. So you see the expenses. So if you look at funds received, so in our funds received, we're averaging about $70,000 a month from revenue. Now that's what comes back from Coronas. But that's a lagging number. Those are collections that occur over months. So it's not a last month number. So it's the only number that I've got. Okay, so you can see where our revenue is coming in. The green line is our operating costs. When our revenue, when the orange line gets below the green line, we're having a bad day. All right, our expenses are more than what we're bringing in. Okay, this is down here at the bottom is profit. So this is money that you folks made to run this fire department, is profit. And so you can see January, there was a profit of $6,200. February, our profit was negative $9,000. March, our profit was $9,000. April, our profit was $20,000. Now, if you look at profit margins, and if you look at our profit margin year to date, is 11.13%. That's incredible, because if you look at ambulance services across the United States, And they're running about 9% profit margin, so the work that you guys are doing has got your profit margin above norm. So you're exceeding what industry standards are, which is excellent. And if you look at, last year, profit margins last year at this time was 6.23%. So you guys are up like 79%. It's incredible, incredible work. Profit is up, about 15,000, which is up about 74%. And so when you look at profit margin, just so you understand why, or kind of watch the profit margin, the profit margin equals how many cents of profit is generated for every dollar that we spend. And it's a reflection of your efficiency. So when you guys are running at 11.13%, what I'm saying is you guys are very efficient. And it's the message is, good job. You guys are doing really good work. Okay. Any questions on this? Did it make sense?
Yeah, it's a great illustration. Perfect.
I feel like this, the answer to this is rather obvious, but it just occurred to me. For us to ascertain if we have the appropriate amount of resources available as it relates to the ambulances, so I'm talking about the crews, number of ambulances, would be directly correlated to how many times we need people to come in for mutual aids to assist us. Is that a fair?
It is very fair. So, the department picked a number, and we said that if we were operating well enough, we should get about 96%. We should be covering 96% of all 911 calls that come into the district.
Mhm.
Right now, we've hit
99.3.
Well, it's been like that for a while.
A while, yeah. It's been
So-
like consistent.
Yeah. So right now, there is no evidence that would say it's time to bump up
Right.
to a third.
But, and that would be indicated with those statistics, correct?
It would be.
Okay.
So those statistics in these statistics into it, would be a driver.
Okay.
But I would tell you the biggest driver would be the percentage of coverage.
Yeah.
You know, because, there's a lot of drivers that go into this Medicare, Medicaid, so, we might have had a stellar month in April, $20,000 of profit coming in. It could have been simply the demographics. It just wasn't a lot of Medicare, Medicaid patients. These might have been insurance paid, right? So you hang it on the dollars and cents really doesn't drive whether you should stage up another unit. It's really, are we living up to what we say we're doing? And could we do more? If we're at 99%, we're hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, it's ideally manned. It's
Yeah.
ideally
But if
facilitated.
we start seeing a trend where we're getting down to the 94%, then it bears the question.
Well, the acquisition of that third ambulance is a big factor too, because the loss of calls, calls going out to other people.
Yeah.
Because of mechanical failures of the two that we had,
100%.
we got 100% covered.
That's 100% accurate. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you know how many times we had to stage up the reserve unit because of need?
I don't have it's that number.
Have we, and your recollection, have we ever put reserve unit in service?
Yes,
We have,
I'd say at least 7, 8 times,
7, 8 times.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Mhm.
so you're right. So that's 7 or 8 calls that would have rolled to another provider.
And even when we're doing PMs, we gotta send the truck out. We got spares to cover as our trucks are taken out of service for PMs and things like that, Whereas before, when we didn't have a spare truck, a truck was taken out of service to PM, coverage has gotta go somewhere. So
Yeah.
that's a big, that was.
So all that work that getting the ambulances, the stuff that these guys are doing is the evidence, 99% coverage, and your year-to-date profit margin is 11%.
Well done. I like that.
Yeah, so,
Fleet maintenance is pretty big, maintaining the fleet.
yeah, so we're good, we're good. All right, there's no action required of the board on this, and the people that are watching it live stream, I'm told that they could not see that. But there is a link, Michael told me, there's a link on the website for anybody who wanted to see these charts. So it's there, so. Okay. Next up on new business, we got a resolution 2025-15 to approve the commercial property casualty automotive insurance. The district has determined that it's in the best interest to the district to approve the 2026 VFIS professional and commercial property casualty and automotive insurance effective June 15th. I don't know how many people was able to see the proposal. Has anybody been able to, did they get anything in your packages? No. All right, so I can tell you that, Mark, do you want to discuss it or do you want me to address it?
I mean, it's good news. We actually had a below trend renewal, so rough math, we were at expiring premium of 152,235. We have a new premium of 158,343, so roughly a $6,000 increase, which is about half a trend. So we had a very positive renewal.
All right. And that's,
Please note that in that renewal, though, we also bumped coverage limits. So we did a substantial adjustment in both apparatus and building coverage limits to where we got it at least at 80% of insured value. So even though we were below trend coverage, we very well insured the district as compared to where it was in the past.
so that's, the bottom line is that the renewal quote is going to be 158,343.
Correct.
And so that's really what we're voting on tonight is to accept
Correct.
that. Okay. So do we have a motion to accept resolution 2025-15, the approval of the commercial property casualty?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Do we have a second? Is there any discussion on that? I hear none, so let's vote. All in favor of accepting the quote of 158,343, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I hear none, so the motion carries. Next up is item 3 under new business 2025-16, resolution to approve the 2026 levy of the ad valorem millage taxes. So this resolution of the Board of Commissioners of St. Tammany Parish Fire District 3 to levy millage rate for 2026. Be it resolved that the following millages are hereby levied on the 2026 tax roll and all properties subject to taxation by St. Tammany Parish Fire District number 3. And it has the, am I required to read the whole thing?
Sure.
Okay, so be it further resolved that the proper administrative officials of St. Tammany Parish, state of Louisiana, and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as here and above set forth upon the assessment roll of said parish for the year 2026. And to make the collection of the taxes imposed for and on behalf of the taxing authority according to law, and that the taxes herein levied shall become permanent therein and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth, and collection therefore shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law. Okay? Very clear, right? Okay. And so this resolution has to be voted on by roll call. Okay. So are there any questions before we vote? No questions. So let's vote. All,
Public comment.
so
Public comment, Chairman?
we do have to do a 5-minute?
No,
No,
it's
any
just,
public
you
comments.
need, you just want to offer public.
I see. I follow what you're saying. Okay, so any comments from the public?
I would just remind everybody, this is the new millage that was passed November of last year. It's the consolidated millage. They call it in lieu of your previous two millages.
Okay.
Any questions, any comments? I hear none. Okay to vote? All right. So, Mr. Ricks
Yay.
and Mr. Kesney,
Yeah.
Mr. Baptiste,
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Adams,
Yay.
I vote yay. We have no nays, no abstains, no absence. It's unanimous. Five yes. Anything else on that?
That's it.
We got the package all signed over here, and I guess you get it before you leave?
Yeah, Mr. Reese usually takes care of it, I think.
Okay, thank you. Next up on the agenda is the fire chief evaluation. We don't have a resolution on it, but we did discuss it at our last board meeting. I'd like to go ahead and get a motion to accept the chief evaluation.
Well, this is for them to conduct the evaluation.
Bear with me just a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So do I have a motion to accept that?
Make a motion.
Okay, do we have a second? Okay, so at the April board meeting, we agreed to review the evaluation form and proposed any changes. And those changes were to come back by April 17th. I know you went ahead and did the evaluation.
I approved it. I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good, and no one else had anything. The only thing that came back was from the chief. And the chief requested that we add in the evaluation something that, a question or a discussion that talks about the extra things that the chief has to do. Example would be attending a public event on unscheduled time. So I would like to get a question added to that.
Okay. I don't.
That's the only thing that came back.
Yeah, I don't oppose that.
So if I pose the question is off-duty events?
Off-duty events.
Yeah, something that takes in the extracurricular.
Right, but that would be an off-duty event, which would mean if you had, I think, the Earth Day on Saturday.
I'm sorry.
Wasn't Earth Day last Saturday?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so if the chief attended that, that would be an off-duty extra event.
So he wants a method to document that type of thing, and I think it's fair. Yeah.
I wasn't part of that, but is he really asking for additional things, not necessarily just off duty? But
No, and the additional
Yeah,
thing, that's
yeah.
right.
Okay.
so maybe two questions, maybe the off duty requirements and also just a catch-all of the other duties that the
Maybe
chief
an evaluation
performed
of
for
the
the year.
duty.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sort of that last, anything else we need to discuss kind of question.
okay. And it's my understanding that this will then become an automated
Correct.
form.
What we'll do is we'll add these questions, we'll release it to Teresa, to release to the commissioners. It is only evaluation of 2025 activities.
Okay,
And then we'll bring that back in, we will composite rate it, so we'll take all five scores. So if you had simple math, if you had all fives on question one, the score would be a 5. If you had 1, 4, and what's gonna be 1, 4 and 4 5s, then that would be a 4.8. So we'll bring that scorecard. If you put comments on there, we will give you a comment field that shows all the commissioners that comment, but it is a composite, non-identified evaluation. So everybody's comments and scores will be in there, but you won't be identified.
okay. And so I guess really the vote would be, we're gonna accept the form with the changes.
Correct.
And so let's go ahead and vote on it. All in favor of accepting the chief evaluation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I hear none, so that's taken care of.
And that would be resolution 17.
Yes. Okay, and then PMI general comments?
Just that April was the month that you don't have anybody in drop, but that's when the drop contribution for the retirement system kicks in. And then as stated earlier, the contribution rate drops from 33.25 to 30 July 1st.
And we have some good news about LWCC.
Correct. Your LWCC, because you've been a 5-year plus client, And because of your safety and a host of other factors, you were identified to receive a dividend back for 2025 of 75,465.86. If you look at your current premium, estimated at 202. So if you look at your working cost for 2026, it's about $125,000. Then added the two events,
That's good.
which is,
Takes the sting away.
it takes the sting away. It basically drops your net effective rate from roughly 10% down to about 6%.
Okay, yeah.
In the workers' comp. And that's all I have.
Good. Anything else for tonight?
Just that the financial disclosure forms,
Yes,
just want to make sure that everybody got them in.
Got one sent in.
Okay.
you got your financial disclosure sent in? You got it?
Yeah, mine's done. Yeah,
Mine.
did it all online.
You did get it?
Yes, it's, I gotta get it. Yeah. I'll do that.
Who was it?
15.
Yes, 2 days.
You got 2 days. And don't forget, because I think they levy a personal fine.
Yes, it's a personal fine and it's steep. It's
Like $1,500.
$15?
Yeah.
$1,500.
Yes, let's get this, make sure you get that first thing in the morning. All right, I think that's it. Need a motion to adjourn.
I'll go motion. Adjourn.
Second, any discussion? Everybody want to go home, let's vote. All in favor, yes? Okay. All
Where you say all opposed remain seated?
right. Do you know how to turn that on?
Yes.
Because the best I would have done is